FA Cup champions. Sounds nice, doesn't it? And beating our biggest rivals, Manchester City, 2-1. And two teenagers getting the goals. Garnacho, Mainoo. But the rest of the team also deserves plaudits. What a performance. What a tactical setup by Ten Hag and the coaching staff. We absolutely played the way we should have played against City. And we done well. Clinical finishing, great aggressive defensive structure, and we didn't allow City to play through us. Yes, they scored a goal with Doku. Onana could have done better, but who cares? We won the FA Cup. Everybody expected us to lose. Everybody expected Ten Hag to be sacked. But David Ornstein brought out a report, and Fabrizio confirmed this as well, that this week they will be having an internal review and will be having meetings with Ten Hag on his future and where it lies. Now, of course, we as United fans, and I say we because we do not want him sacked. A manager that has reached three finals, won two trophies out of those three finals, and we are now again in Europe. It might only be Europa League, but it's baby steps. We are building a team, building a squad worthy of competing continuously against the likes of City every season, and of course in the Champions League. But we will get there. We have to build to get there. We can't take massive steps and skip steps because if we're skipping steps, we'll be exactly where we were in the past few seasons. But what a game! I mean, it started out very confusing for me because I thought to myself that Ten Hag will probably go with Casemiro in midfield, but he went with Amrabat, who, in my opinion, was flawless in the game, closing down, tackling, winning duels, playing the ball when he needs to play it, holding onto the ball well, and of course, closing down those spaces and those runners that City want to cut back to. We basically starved them of space to run into and to play into between the lines. And it was a perfect tactical setup. A lot of people will say that we play counter attacking football, and that is true. But we weren't sitting deep counter attacking like a team normally does against City. We sat in a mid block, we engaged them close to the halfway line, and ensured that when we have the ball, we were quick to counter and play balls over the top and in between. Because there were moments where we were playing ball, where we looked like a Manchester City, and that is only possible with the players that were available. Now, people want to sack Ten Hag because of us laying eighth, a negative goal difference in the league, etc. But look at the team that he had to field throughout the season. His best players were never available. And if there was, it was one or two, not what we had in that FA Cup final. And that showed a huge upturning difference in the way we performed because we had one competent and two proper players that understand instructions and that definitely have the quality to play at a high level. Now, I'm not saying that the likes of McTominay, can play at the high level, Wan-Bissaka as well. They are at the level, but not at the level required to be a Manchester United starter for us to compete at the highest level. So the game in itself, I'm just extremely happy. I'm still buzzing. I'm still watching highlights of the game, and you can't get enough of it. I mean, the first goal with Delo playing the ball over the top and seeing Garnacho run, it's a mistake by Vardiol. Heads it over Ortega, and Garnacho capitalizes. But that was a deserved goal because of the way we played. We had the first shot in the game. We had the ball in the net as well, but it was ruled out for offside, rightly so. But we played much better than them when we had the ball. City done what City done, passing the ball at the back and trying to find a way through. It was boring. They weren't getting anywhere. They weren't penetrating our defense because Varane and Martinez, the low, were absolutely extremely excellent. Onana had a colossal game other than the goal that he let in for Doku. But the whole team played together. They fought. They were showing character, determination. And like Bruno said after the game, it was for us as fans. It was for the coaching staff. It was for Ten Hag and it was for themselves as players. But this is how they should have been performing all season. But couldn't have been done because of the injuries, because of the turmoil off the pitch with the likes of Sancho, Greenwood, etc. All of these things culminated and ensured that we didn't have the best of seasons, but we ended it on a high. We played well when it was needed most because now we have Europa League. We are in Europe. Chelsea goes to the Conference League. Newcastle doesn't have any European football. We stole that off them because of a brilliant performance against Manchester City. Ten Hag had Pep Guardiola scrambling, holding his head. City players such as Kyle Walker were losing their heads trying to fight with Martinez. They simply could not deal with the way we set up. And that must be a blueprint for the way we must play against City next season. Of course, Guardiola will strengthen his team, and we will have to do the same. And now it comes down to, does Ten Hag stay? We want him to stay as fans. Surely he has to stay. Look at what he built. Look at the development with Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, Rasmus Højlund. Came on, didn't score, but had a very good game. Bruno playing excellently well continuously. The improvement of the low. Onana getting better over time as well. He is and can develop players and improve them, but he needs the right players to do so. Certain players like McTominay, Maguire, Shaw, injuries, not good enough, not at the levels required to play for Manchester United, but they give their everything when they are available. Rafael Varane had his last game. Was it Casemiro's last game? He didn't play, but was it his last game? I feel bad for Ahmad, who should have started the game, but Ten Hag had a plan and he stuck to it. And Ahmad, I'm sure will understand that. We were excellent, and we certainly have a much better view of the future now because we actually went and won the FA Cup. Deservedly so at that. But Ten Hag needs to stay. He needs to be given proper time to continue building his team. That is the only way we will find success. Because if they sack him and they bring in another manager, it's a reset. Certain players get to stay, and it's probably going to be the same thing after 2 months. Couple bad performances, and then the fans want him sacked again. Then the media is going to be on Man United saying, oh, he's not good enough. And if they do sack him and they bring their own person in, I'm talking about Sir Jim, then they will definitely be scrutinized and judged based on what that person is going to do. The moment he makes a mistake, the moment we get knocked out of Europe, there will definitely be questions being asked about Sir Jim and Ineos and their decision making. And in my opinion, that would be a very, very bad place for them to be. But we are FA Cup champions. I am down with the flu. I got the flu after the game, and I am doing my best here to still speak to you guys, but we are FA Cup champions. I don't care what anyone says. We won the FA Cup, deservedly so, and we once again have showed that Manchester is red. But thank you for joining me. I'll probably be taking a bit of a break after this, but I'll be back fit and firing for the new season. The Euros is coming up, so we'll definitely be watching the Manchester United players that are playing in the Euros, and of course, any transfers that come and go for Manchester United. Enjoy the FA Cup win. Enjoy the week. The season is done. We are Manchester United. Manchester is red. We've shown it time and time again, and yet again over the weekend. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye, Red Devils. Till we see each other again.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.